It's as I'm sitting here that I realize that there is some other stuff to the side that I'm forgetting to do, but as we roll our quick play stuff and we get Zektas, Fatalist, random item stats, we are going to move to another custom character. I also nearly forgot that I was planning to put out both the Modpack series and the Eldritch Parasite special on the same day, but that didn't happen, so it seems like I'm alternating. If I do put out two videos on the same day, well, we'll see that happen. Otherwise, if it doesn't happen, basically those videos should at least be somewhere around 8 to 14 hours apart. But as we get into Zektast Fatalist Random Item Stats Custom Character, who has a katana here, our stats are going to be the main worry here. Now, we have 3 Dexterity, 5 Strength, 8 Perception, 6 Knowledge, and 5 Charisma, so Zektast-wise, our ZST, or as I like to call it, the Zektast point, short for the Zektast points, as we have Knowledge, Strength, Second Encounter, Tachi-san, Charisma, and maybe a Light Check, is the number of stats you need minimum to not die to essentially 84% Doom. Of course, you could get status effects that lower your stats, but in case anyone forgot, that's what I mean when I say ZST. So this character needs 2 ZST, specifically 2 Dexterity, for looking at the specific stats. But in essence, I'm trying to group the number of points I need, or level ups needed to get the thing. By the way, we're on Fatalist, right? Yeah, we're on Fatalist, so can't look at any of the mysteries, we're just gonna guess. So, off we go. Yeah, we have 2 checks. We have Recluse immediately, but that may not be the worst thing, because at least we don't take a lot of Doom. And if I accidentally hover... Oh, nice 12. Great start to the video, by the way. Roll a 12. But, yeah, that 12 roll flabbergasted me. Anywho, moving on. That is the sound of something... Okay, I thought it was what... I was like, is that a pet, or is that a person? I think it's a person. Anywho. Let's continue moving out through Doom. So... yeah, not a lot of Doom use in Recluse, so we don't have to worry about losing stats. And even with the katana, you could be at 1 Dexterity. I think 1 Dexterity, you may not be able to Desperate Prep Strong. I don't use the katana enough because it doesn't get given to me, but... yeah, we'll see what happens. So, also just starting with a weapon at all, but it's the katana, is a twofer. You have a weapon to start off with, and then you also have a very strong weapon that you can keep for the whole run. I know some players like to swap out their weapon later on or just immediately. I just usually like to play with what's given because that saves a lot more Doom. And the reason I like playing with more Doom is that I have more flexibility in the things as someone sneezes in the background. Wow, really? My microphone. I do have a filter on the microphone, by the way. But, anywho. I think we just take the mystery. Yeah, we just take the mystery, by the way. Ramen, which I could have been able to tell by the image, but you can't do that for custom mysteries because custom mysteries don't have an image associated with them. They have an icon associated with them if you check the custom mysteries. I'm deciding whether or not I want to prepare. I don't think I do, so let's just move on. But yeah, they have an icon when you go through the mystery list. There is a mystery list that you can watch, or you can look at, but... aside from that, if you're looking at the mystery board, again, for those who don't know, really quickly, you can tell 2 of the 5 mysteries you have on a Fatalist background by their images, because the images never change for each base mystery, as we get an ally from that event, has an associated mystery picture. So in the case of ramen, I think it's literally a picture of ramen ingredients or recipe list. For example, arms is at the picture of the apartments near the top of the board. I'll explain it when we get back to the mystery board, but essentially that's how you tell, and that's not what can happen. That's not what happens when you use custom mysteries, which is more in line, or basically makes a harder Fatalist background, unless you hover over because you can see the names, but I have a house rule where I'm not looking at the thing. Basically, oh yeah, well, I'll explain as I get into it and lose a point of everything. Now, I would like Dexterity here. I think I'm just going to take Dexterity myself. I would... probably try to reroll here and there, but that hasn't gone well for me before. So what I mean by you can tell what mysteries you have is right here. I think this is footage. I will take it. Well, actually, no, we can't because we have a custom. No, yeah, no. Well, you know, just specifically for this video, let me just break this rule. So we'll do the 2, but if you hover over, if we hover over the custom mystery, you can see the name, so you know what thing. So to really say it, if you're running Fatalist with the Fatalist backstory with custom mysteries. You can find out what all your mysteries are if you use custom mysteries because it shows the name here. But for the purposes of, say you're a newer player and you don't understand the mechanics of World of War, if you take this should be, oh, never mind, it's bulletin. So yeah, the picture of a person is a bulletin, and the way I usually remember that, I didn't remember it this time, but the way I usually remember is a picture of a person with the specific shape of like a paper on top and a paper to the side. I think there's another mystery that has a picture of a person or a silhouette on the board, but you get the point. It always looks the same. I really should make a video about that. I was planning to make a video on World of War again, come near Halloween, because, I mean, I feel every year or so it's not a bad thing to put out a video. A more formal video, whether it's a guide, tips video, or just lore, or something else. You know, anywho. Try it out. Roll a 9 out of 10. Thankfully, we have 10 perception, but off we go. But you get what I mean. The images never change. The paper on the board never changes for base mysteries, except for 3 on Fatalist, in which you cannot see. And specifically, the only ones you can identify by image are the 2 mysteries, the second most mystery from the left and the second most mystery on the right. I think I said that right, but you get the point. So essentially, if I took base mysteries for the other 2 things, then I would not be able to tell what mysteries they are. So really, to say that in another shorter way, there are 3 mysteries that you don't know you're going to be taking, if they're base mysteries. If they're custom mysteries, you can just hover over them and look at their name. But yeah, the house rule we're working with here is that that gives you 3 doom. Anywho, for succeeding. But yeah, custom mysteries you can see. I forgot what I was saying because I saw that I succeeded in an event and my doom increased by 3. I'm not saying this is the case for that event, but I can see someone making a mistake and thinking, oh, I'm saying plus doom in the Ito file. That must mean that I'm helping them. No, you're hurting us. Help. I also need to visit the forest. I can fight this bulletin. I don't need to. That's a free crowbar, by the way. We can actually fight this bulletin, but I don't want to take all damage, and I'd rather fight, because I'm pretty sure I can one-shot anything in the forest with the power of the baseball bat and the crowbar, so yeah. And then we'll just gobble down the painkillers now. Could have sold them, decided not to. And since this forest is a low threat level, as I roll an 11 on charisma, so again, for those who don't know, you can hover over this part of the screen and see what your threat level is. There are 4 notches: none threat level, low threat level, high threat level, doom threat level. And you can see their effects by hovering over that bar. Let's just take the reason damage here, because it's inspiring. Now, 1 experience per 1 reason isn't exactly the best trade, but if you're going to lose reason anyway, you might as well take experience. Shrug. I think that doesn't happen during an encounter, but it's too late now. I could throw the thing, but this is only doing 1 stamina to me, so I don't really mind. If my voice sounds different, it's because I'm leaning over to scratch my face. So we take another point in dexterity. We can take a point in charisma. It won't really do anything for me, though. So instead, let's just take another point in dexterity. And off we go. Essentially, we're not going to be bracing. Our strength is too low unless we get a Zectast event. And I think this is specifically the encounter that bugs out. But we can take 1 stamina damage here. That's fine. Ow! Otherwise, it goes into my storage, which I would want instead. But never mind, I didn't get anything. So, off we go. Do I have a curse on me? No, that's an injury that goes away. If it is a curse, it doesn't matter, because it'll go away at the end of the mystery. And theoretically speaking, yes, losing 2 knowledge from concussion, because I think that's the effect of concussion. Well, I might as well check here, just for... No, 1 knowledge. But either way, yes, that does hurt you overall in terms of you have a lower chance of succeeding knowledge checks, but for me, it doesn't matter, because if you roll as extremely as I do, it doesn't matter if I lose a point in knowledge when I either roll 1s or 12s, essentially, or 2s and 11s. But, anywho, we'll keep taking reason here, funny enough. Yeah, I know we have morbid inspiration, but it doesn't really matter. Into Auteur I go. Quick thinking would be nice here. Again, I'm still leaning over, so if my voice sounds different, that's the reason why I have a Kato. But then we get dexterity, so I didn't know that was going to happen. If I knew that was going to happen, or I felt that was going to happen, and it does happen, then I would have not increased my dexterity through level ups. But we'll see. We'll see what else happens. I would like strength, actually. Strength is pretty much the only stat I care about at this point. Dexterity still matters, but hey, I'm looking at my rolls. Boy. Like, I literally want my stats to be 10 or above. Otherwise, I pretty much fail like 75% of my events, which I think is still within the realms, really, too, of success in World of Horror, if you are someone who knows the events and knows how to play World of Horror, essentially. But hey, I think, yeah, so I'm going to go for what I think is the lower stat, because you want to fail those. This one you don't want to fail, but we'll see what happens. I rolled an 11 anyway, so hey, we don't really care, but my stamina is a bit low, so let's hope we don't somehow die here. That would be really weird. I should rest or tree right now, especially since I have the stuffed toy. But since we're not going to play, or I don't think I'm going to be entering hospital again, we'll just take the experience. I think I could just walk forward. I know we're on our 4th mystery, but hey. We also want to equip this. So I guess I will use the stuffed toy, and I will go visit the tree to recover stamina. I think the game just saves a variable in which you have enough. I mean, I'm prepping anyway, but yeah, let's just hold on, actually. Yeah, if you just do prep attack, you should be fine to just continue having panic. But you never know, right? Anywho, quick thinking is going to help us out here, I'm pretty sure. So let's just move on. So interrupt the ritual, or is it sabotage? I can't remember, but either way, it's fine. It should be fine. I know we're losing 3 reason here, but it still should be. Yeah, so we don't need to get rid of panic. We're just doing this. Now, what we can't do is desperate prep strong, but I think we can still desperate prep attack. Yeah, so that's just as good. I think we have a way to two-shot this. Yeah, and I was thinking of even throwing the empty bottle, but we don't need to, so hey. By the audience, it's important to add the. Makes it sound better. Now, we did lose bats, so actually my empty bottle is at least going to be used for throw damage, but hey. And, yeah, not really much else to it. I'll take knowledge just to be safe here. Both for ghost encounters and for losing stats for whatever reason. But as we go into our last mystery, which is going to be phantasms, we have 43% doom. We should be okay. And if for no other reason, then yeah, this katana really, really, really saves a lot of resources as I roll a 12 on charisma. Now, all my rolls haven't been bad, but have I rolled anything? I think I've rolled like a 3 or less at least once. But otherwise, yeah, it's been like 5s, 6s, 9s, 10s, and then 12s. And I think an 11. But hey, specifically 5. I don't know what it is about the number 5 here. But hey, I'll take a fair roll. And off we go. Now, we finally rolled a 1, but that was 1 out of a bunch of 12s. Without modifiers, by the way, because I think the dice roll does... Yeah, the dice roll does not factor in any modifiers, so you know exactly what you're rolling, which is good. What's bad is my bad luck, but hey. Can I afford to take this in the face? Kind of. I mean, we two-shot it anyway. But we don't need these bottles either, so I guess we really just one-shot it. Yeah, these bottles are pretty much throw damage, essentially. And I could just rest at the lighthouse, or just rest in general. I could have actually fought that for funsies, but it's fine. Roads closed doesn't affect us anymore. We're at the end of the run, so yeah, we just take our... I even take the stamina healing, but let's just look just to be sure. I mean, I fail every single stamina check, so we are losing 6 stamina, but we don't have the 6th floor anyway, so we just walk up this lighthouse. I can just level up. I can also just rest. I know we lose stats for that, but I mean, at this point, doesn't really matter. We'll take charisma to feel cool. We probably could have passed the charisma check. I don't remember how much doom I had, but it's fine. We're topped off on reason, and we have 7 stamina at this point. I stumbled there. I'm stumbling again because I'm thinking of things to say. It doesn't matter. I don't remember anyway. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to play this character at least one more time. This is an interesting run because most characters would have problems with this task, especially custom characters, because From my experience, a lot of creators really put their stats to the extreme. And so that by that, I mean on a Harbinger run, you might have stats that are at 2 or even 1. So I think I've even done that. No, have I done that? I know a certain detective has 2 and 2 stats in Harbinger, but I don't think I've ever put myself at 1. That's a lot more RNG. But yeah, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. If you want to support me, you know what to do. Otherwise, if anything happens on this channel, I'll let you know, or you'll just see it in video format, and I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye!